guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am just filming in front of a blank wall today because I have stuff like over by where I usually film. I just didn't feel like moving it, so we have a blank wall and my door as the lovely background today. But because it's almost the end of the year and almost the end of my 2023 holiday series, which is crazy, this will be the last video before my annual year in review, which is insane. I am doing my 6-month movie recap. So I think I've been doing these for a couple years now, but if you have not seen the first part for this year, January through June, go ahead and check that out. I will have it linked down below and in the eye. Basically, I'm going to be walking you all through July through December of my movie watch list. I watch so many films a year that trying to put them into one video would be actually insane. So basically what I do is I just go through my letterbox because I log every single movie that I watch, and I'm just going to tell you what I watched this year. Only a few days left and I'm a chronic movie watcher, so I will probably inevitably watch more films after this video is uploaded, but this is the majority of the stuff I watched this year. And if you don't have Letterboxd, I love Letterboxd. I live on this app. I started off the month of July by watching Top Gun and Jaws. So I watched Top Gun on July 4th. The place that I was doing my summer job was showing Top Gun for the 4th of July. I work at like a summer camp in the summer. And then also they were showing Jaws on July 8th, so I watched both of those in a theater. And then I watched Dead Poet Society also at the summer camp because I do not watch Dead Poet Society in the summertime usually, but the summer camp was showing it. And then on July 10th, I watched the movie Minari. It is part of my Best Pictures tag on Letterboxd, so every Best Picture that I watch, I will mark it, or Best Picture nominee. This movie was so good. I kind of went into it like not knowing what to expect. I think I had like seen maybe a couple of TikToks about it like around that time, which is why I wanted to watch it. But I actually did not review it. I gave it 3 stars, but I did not leave it a review, which is kind of weird. But I remember enjoying the movie. And then I watched Boyhood. My review says, this is also in the Best Picture tag, my review says, I was definitely expecting a more profound ending, but overall I really appreciate this movie's concept and the cast and crew's passion and dedication to such a unique project. Ethan Slade per usual, and then is Ethan Hawke. A lot of the movies that you're going to be hearing me talk about from like July and August are part of the end of my summer watch list. So we have like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dog Days is part of that. The Goonies. On July 16th, I saw Asteroid City in theaters. I also have a 2023 in the theaters tag. I saw 14 movies in theaters this year, which is very exciting. I'm very lucky. And then on July 20th, I of course saw Barbie. Magnificent. My review for this one is rather lengthy. I just had so much to say. And then I watched Forever My Girl, Center Stage, Turn It Up, Center Stage on Point. I was going through my dance era again. I watched Barbie again, but this time at the drive-in. And then as part of my summer watch list, I watched Aquamarine. And then every year on my summer watch list is Nicholas Sparks movies, so I watched The Choice, which I believe is a Nicholas Sparks movie. Watched that with my sister and my friends, and then we also watched High Strung while my friend was visiting. We watched Work It on the same day, I think. We were just movie going, I guess. And then I watched Safe Haven and Grease as part of my summer watch list. In August, I started off my August by watching Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret with my family. I gave this one 4 stars and I left it a review. Part of the review says this one is just a story about a girl going through tween things, and that's perfect. I feel like we always need a good little movie about a girl going through being a tween. And then I watched Nanny McPhee, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, Monte Carlo, Happiness for Beginners, The Fugitive, What About Bob, which is on my summer watch list, Red, White, and Royal Blue, 500 Days of Summer, which is on my summer watch list, No Strings Attached, Your Place or Mine. There's gonna be a bunch of movies that I'm just listing off because in the summer I watch a ton of just like rom-coms and romance movies. So Your Place or Mine, About Fate, Friends with Benefits. And then when I got back to school, my school did like a showing of Monsters University on the intramural field. And so I watched Monsters University and my review was the best welcome week movie, because it is. High School Musical 3 senior year, because I'm a senior in college. I mean, my friends absolutely sobbed. Starstruck, Love and Other Drugs, which I had never seen. And Bring It On, which my school also showed on the field. Oh no, and from the library, but same thing. In September, I started off my September with a rewatch of Don't Worry Darling because I believe they had just added it to Netflix. And then I did Camp Rock 2, Love Again, It's Complicated, National Treasure Book of Secrets, The Hating Game, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, because you just need to rewatch that movie all the time. Stuck in the Suburbs, which I had surprisingly never seen. That movie is about fangirls and I have never seen it, so my roommates made me watch it. Metropolis, which I watched in class. Modern Times, which I watched for a class. Love at First Sight, which I adored. Like, they absolutely ate with that one. For my girl, again, Choose Love, which was very fun roommate night for me and my roommates. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. First time seeing that movie, I think. I'm just not, like, I'm just not a Harry Potter gal. My review says I watch this for Cedric. What? That's valid. That's valid. My roommate loves Harry Potter though, so anytime she has one on, I always watch it with her. Then I watched Dan in Real Life and When Harry Met Sally. And those were both part of my fall watch lists of 2023. October. In case you didn't know, October through December are the best times of the year. So, October 1st, Hocus Pocus. Because what other movie would I watch on October 1st other than Hocus Pocus? And then I watched The Wizard of Oz, Twilight, Haunted Mansion, which I saw at the drive-in, and Haunted Mansion at the drive-in was paired with the new Saw. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Halloween Town 2, Halloween Town High, and Return to Halloween Town all in one day, because every year I do a Halloween Town marathon. I start at like 10 a.m. And then I watched the Twilight Eclipse, Breaking Dawn Part 2, all part of my fall watch list. Uncle Buck, Ginger Snaps. I had to watch Ginger Snaps for a film class freshman year and I haven't seen it since. Guys, you like literally need to watch it. It is iconic. Some of my favorite Letterboxd reviews of all time have come from this movie. My Letterboxd review, pretty clever. It says, "Oh, how I love being a woman." I think you should watch Ginger Snaps for sure. And if you've seen it, then you know. You get what I'm saying. Also, if you need a reason to watch it, the two stepsisters from Another Cinderella Story with Selena Gomez play sisters in Ginger Snaps. It's kind of crazy. Kind of wild. And then on October 13th, I saw the Eras Tour in theaters, of course. Also on my fall watch list, I watched Girl vs. Monster. And then I watched My Best Friend's Wedding, The Roommate, It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, Monster House, Edward Scissorhands, E.T., which obviously were all part of my fall watch list, Mean Girls, and then on Halloween I watched Beetlejuice. And I watched Mean Girls because my Big Little theme was Mean Girls, and so we watched it around Halloween, which is kind of like, I mean, there's a Halloween scene, so kind of Halloween-esque. Not a Halloween movie though. In November, I just really needed to feel rejuvenated, and so I started off my November with Love, Rosie. Yeah. And then I saw Five Nights at Freddy's. Well, I didn't see it. I watched it at my house. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. My review was Josh Hutcherson Renaissance. And then I watched Serendipity, which I had never seen, and I said play Invisible String because, oh my gosh. I watched The Holiday, Knives Out, The Sound of Music, The Other Zoe, which I'm like, I still think about that movie. Put Drew Starkey in rom-coms. I'm rewatching Outer Banks right now, and I just keep thinking about him and The Other Zoe. Yeah, my review for this one is pretty iconic. I give this movie 4 stars, which I like to highly rate movies. This says Drew Starkey in rom-coms, greater than sign, and then I said, quote, I have no idea what I want to do when I graduate, and that's so real. And then I watched the 80s movie Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Little Women, which will appear on here again because third favorite movie ever, 5 stars. Paul Blart Mall Cop, which is the perfect November movie because it takes place around Black Friday. The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which I saw in theaters, gave her a lengthy review. So the end of my review says, I don't even think I can truly put this film into words. It's obvious that it was done with intense care for a beloved franchise 10 years later, and here I am sitting in a theater for a Hunger Games movie once again. And then the beginning of my review says, as someone who has Catching Fire in my top 10 films of all time and who grew up on these films, I was so worried it wouldn't live up to the rest of them, and boy was I wrong. This movie slayed. This movie absolutely slayed. I like wish I could sit in the theater. The thing that I tell people about this movie who haven't seen it is I have a pretty good attention span when it comes to movies, but I have never or not never, but I haven't been in a theater in a while, probably since I saw Little Women, where the entire time, like, I literally forgot I was in a movie theater and was so captivated by the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes that, like, by the time the movie was over, I thought it had only been like an hour, which is crazy because it's almost a 3-hour movie. So that means it's good. And then I watched The Sun Is Also a Star, which I've also never seen, but I love Charles Melton. And then I also said So Invisible String because, you know. And then we're gonna get into some Christmas movies. So I watched Xmas, Good Luck Charlie, It's Christmas, Tangled, Holiday in Handcuffs, 17 again, Ramona and Beezus, A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, Stuck in Love, which is the perfect little romance for like November, December, Den Brother, which I hadn't seen in a while, and then I saw The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes again, Holiday, and A Biltmore Christmas. My friend came over and we wanted to find a cheesy Christmas movie to watch, and so me, my roommate, and my friend, we were watching A Christmas Wish and Christmas Cupid. And then since we watched Christmas Cupid, we then had to watch A Cinderella Story, of course, because it's 2000's perfection. And then in class I watched Oppenheimer, so we watched it over a span of 4 class periods for my humanities course, and I like, best movie of the year for real. That movie needs to win Best Picture. Thank you. It needs to be nominated for Best Picture, but it needs to win Best Picture. Like, I'm incredibly well made, so good. And then I watched May December, so I went into May December not knowing what the term May December meant. And so this is what my review says. Wow. I went into this film with no clue what it was about and got shocked within seconds of learning who Charles Melton played. But then the rest of my review says this film is so incredibly made and I felt like I was holding my breath the whole time, and then I said this is Charles Melton's After Sun, and if you've seen After Sun, you get me, I hope. Like, this movie is to Charles Melton what After Sun is to Paul Mescal. And then I did my Santa Claus marathon, so I watched Santa Claus, Santa Claus 2, and Santa Claus 3. And then I watched all 3 Christmas Princes. And then on my little weekend winter trip with my best friend, we watched The Family Stone, which neither of us had seen. And I said the last 5 minutes had no business being that sad. Stars Fell Again. And then me and my sister watched Joy and Hope. And then I watched Let It Snow, Home Alone, Eloise at Christmas Time, Christmas with the Cranks, Christmas Inheritance, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, White Christmas, Elf. And then my parents, one morning, I like woke up and I heard them watching Barbie, so I rewatched Barbie with them once it was added to Max. And then I continued with my Christmas watches with The Polar Express, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, my family watched The Family Stone, 4 Christmases we watched together, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is my whole entire extended family's, like when we go over to my grandma's, we always have Christmas Vacation on Christmas Eve, so we watched that movie probably 3 times in a row. The Year Without a Santa Claus, The Mistletones, and then on Christmas, my mom, my sister, and I saw Wonka in theaters, so that was my last in-theaters movie of 2023. I loved it. My review is a quote from the movie, and it says, I just wanted it to feel the way that it did when I was a kid, which I related to so much. And then I said, Theater Kid Timmy Strikes Again. And then on Christmas, I also watched A Christmas Story, and then just yesterday, I watched Little Women. So yeah, I talked really fast, but I did not want this video to be too long, and I watched thousands and thousands of movies. So those are all the movies that I watched for the second half of 2023. Thank you all so much, and I'm looking forward to all of the films that are coming out in 2024 and all of the movies that I have yet to see.